They tried everything: spells, gossip, lies, manipulation, sabotage. But none of it worked. Why? Because your vibration is too high. They couldn't touch you. They couldn't stop you. And the more they tried, the more their own plans started to fall apart. The energy you carry is not ordinary. It's disruptive to darkness. That's why rooms go silent when you walk in. That's why certain people feel uneasy around you. It's not you. It's your vibration disturbing what's hiding in them. Chosen one, what you carry inside isn't loud. It's not always seen, but it's felt. Your energy walks in before you do. And if someone's intentions are impure, your very presence causes confusion in their spirit. That's why you confuse people without saying a word. Some stare, some whisper, some distance themselves, others attack. Not because you did anything, but because your light agitates their shadows. You were wondering why certain people turned on you without reason. Why you've been betrayed, excluded, or mistreated. It's because your vibration is a mirror to those who wear masks. When you show up, their illusion cracks. Their lies tremble. Their dark plans fall apart. Not because you fought them, but because your frequency does the fighting. See, when your soul is clean, your heart is pure, and your purpose is aligned, your entire being becomes a spiritual weapon. You don't have to react. You don't even have to know what they're planning. Your vibration intercepts it. It blocks it. It returns it. People have had sleepless nights trying to figure out how you keep surviving what was meant to destroy you. That's because evil cannot thrive where high vibrations exist. Darkness may gather, but it cannot dwell where the chosen reside. And you, yes, you, have been chosen not just to rise, but to disrupt. You are a system breaker, a generational curse destroyer. You've walked through battles others would have drowned in, not because you're lucky, but because you're anointed. And that anointing, it's loud in the spiritual realm. Your presence announces itself. You don't see it, but entities do. That's why you're targeted. That's why certain people get irritated by you. Your smile, your peace, your stillness. It exposes the chaos they've tried so hard to keep hidden. It's not about your outer self. It's about what your soul radiates. There have been times you felt alone, misunderstood, even blamed for things you never caused. That's spiritual warfare. You're not being punished. You're being revealed. God is showing the world who you are by showing them what you're not. You're not like the others. You're not fake. You don't plot. You don't envy. You just exist. And that alone is enough to break chains others are still wearing. They want to know your secret. They want to understand how you stay calm while everything around you shakes. How your spirit stays intact when they try to break it. What they don't know is, your vibration is rooted in divine connection. Your alignment with the source is your shield. You don't run to people. You run to God. And because of that, their plans fail every single time. There were whispers about you, accusations, doubt, smears. They wanted others to believe you were the problem. But notice how every time someone came against you, they got exposed. Every time they tried to destroy your name, their own character collapsed. That's not coincidence. That's the power of a chosen one's vibration. It reveals the truth without words. It brings justice without revenge. When people come against you, they're not just attacking a person. They're attacking a divine frequency. And what happens when darkness tries to drown light? It fails. Because even a flicker of light shatters the thickest shadow. That's you. Even in your lowest moments, your energy was still too much for evil to handle. You felt weak, but spiritually, you were radiating power. You see, you were never made to fit in. You were made to shift atmospheres, to disturb what's dead and awaken what's divine. Your silence is loud in the spirit. Your walk changes weather. Your prayers cause interference in demonic realms. You're not crazy. You're connected. That discomfort you feel when entering certain spaces, That's your spirit detecting imbalance. That's why you can't be around everyone. That's why certain people drain you. Their vibration is lower, and your soul knows it. You're not supposed to shrink. You're not supposed to apologize for who you are. You were made to vibrate high, to walk tall, to smile without guilt. Your very existence is a threat to evil. That's why they tried to dim your light. They tried to confuse you. They tried to shame you. But chosen one, they forgot something critical. What God placed in you cannot be removed by man. They can mock. They can doubt. They can slander. But they cannot match your frequency. They cannot rewrite your calling. And they cannot override your protection. You are divinely insulated. That's why some plans formed against you never made it to you. They collapsed midair. Conversations turned into confusion. Plots turned into exposure, because your energy rewires reality. Think about how many times you were supposed to fall, supposed to break, supposed to beg, but you rose instead. That's the vibration of someone walking in purpose, someone protected not by chance, but by assignment. You don't just walk into rooms, you shift them. People remember you without knowing why. Your essence leaves residue. That's not popularity. That's spiritual impact. You might not have a huge circle. You might not be loud, but your presence causes transformation. Your words carry weight, and your stillness terrifies demons. That's why warfare follows you, but favor does too. Every weapon formed against you had to bow to your vibration. You carry divine resistance in your soul. Evil doesn't just fear you, it flees from you. The plans they made in secret, your vibration exposed them. The traps they set, your energy dismantled them. The curses they spoke, your frequency reversed them. You don't need revenge. You don't need to explain. All you need to do is stay aligned, stay grounded, stay pure, because when your vibration stays high, nothing formed against you can stand. You are not just protected, you are powerful. And your power isn't loud, it's felt. People may not understand you, but they feel you. Even those who dislike you can't forget you, because what you carried is rare, it's ancient, it's divine. And every time you walk in your truth, every time you pray, every time you trust God in the storm, you amplify your vibration. And chosen one, your amplified vibration doesn't just protect you. It starts to destroy entire systems of darkness around you. What you carry is contagious. Others will begin to rise just by being near you. That's why you've been hidden. That's why isolation was necessary. God was fine-tuning your frequency. Now, you're ready. Ready to walk into rooms and dismantle evil without saying a word. Your presence is not ordinary. It is coded with divine assignments. You may feel like you're just walking into a room, but in the spiritual realm, there's a shift, a recalibration. Frequencies start adjusting, spirits start reacting. You didn't ask to be the one who carries this weight, but you were chosen because your soul could handle it. God knew your heart wouldn't be corrupted by the power that comes with it. That's why you were marked. You see, your vibration isn't just defensive, it's offensive. It doesn't just block attacks, it destroys dark intentions. That's why after you leave a situation, things start falling apart. That's why people who try to betray you end up betraying themselves. You don't even fight back. They just unravel. That's not your doing. That's your energy doing what it was created to do. Break what's false and expose what's real. Some people hate you without reason because your vibration exposes their fakeness. You didn't call them out, but your presence did. That's why they gossip. That's why they mock. It's not personal, it's spiritual. You awaken something in them they've tried to keep asleep. You remind them of what they've abandoned in themselves. You remind them of the light they fear, the truth they deny. You become the reflection they can't stand to look at. But chosen one, you weren't made to dim. You weren't made to apologize for shining too brightly. You weren't made to blend in with frequencies that are still rooted in fear, control, and darkness. You were made to stand out, to be a beacon. And the brighter you shine, the more darkness you expose. not just around you, but even in systems. You're not just here to survive. You're here to shake foundations. And that's exactly what your life has done. People noticed the shift when you started awakening, when you started healing, forgiving, loving yourself. Your frequency changed. The things that used to reach you no longer touch you. The people who used to manipulate you suddenly lost access. The habits, the addictions, the doubts, they started dying off. Not by force, but by frequency. That's the power of your vibration. Your vibration is a firewall. It rejects what isn't divine. That's why you don't resonate with certain environments anymore. That's why you feel suffocated around certain people. Your soul is telling you, it's time to go higher. You can't stay where your energy no longer fits. You can't shrink to make others comfortable. You're evolving, and that's threatening to those still asleep. But don't worry, your elevation is your confirmation. It's proof that the darkness they threw at you failed. Every spell, every lie, every silent attack, it couldn't break you. In fact, it made you stronger. They gave you resistance, and you turned it into power. They gave you pain, and you turned it into purpose. That's what chosen ones do. That's what you do.